Hello, it's 4:45 and basically got up today and carried on editing Wednesday's video, or aka vlog 715, which I started yesterday. I'm just thinking whether I mentioned it in yesterday's vlog, or I'm about to mention now. I probably have. Yeah, anyway, it was day 2 using the Kdenlive video editor, and I just couldn't turn the ignition on it. Oh, I'm sure it's all coming back to me now. I'm mentioning of this, especially how long it took me to for toweling. Anyway, I installed Kdenlive. I think I must have mentioned that, or that was my intention. What I did anyway, and installed. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I remember saying I'm going to download DaVinci, and because it was like 8 o'clock in the evening, where everybody in the world, especially in America, are awake and using the internet, and I thought what would take a few minutes to download would take half an hour, but it took only a couple of minutes. I remember mentioning that. But yeah, after it downloaded, I installed it and started. Did I start editing with it or not? Or did I leave it till tomorrow? Today? I think I started. Yes, I did stop. Oh yeah, because I said I only did 1.5 minutes of the edit. That's right. Well, this morning I got up. First thing I did was even before breakfast was to complete the edit, and then while at some point I had breakfast. I'm thinking, well, logically it would have been while the export's running, because I can't really relax until something like the export is running. Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. So yeah, I finished it off. Don't know what time I finished it off. Let me think. No idea. Wait a minute. It finished at 1:45, and it took about one hour. Sorry, I can't remember. So I finished off the edit. I used the YouTube preset, including a direct upload to YouTube. Setting it to private, of course, because I have to fill in the description. Well, I've done it. It allows me to put a description in, funny enough, but I like to. Doesn't give it a chance to give it a title, a proper title. And there are various other fields I have to fill in. Plus, I hadn't done the thumbnail, so I did the thumbnail after it exported. Anyway, while it was exporting and uploading to YouTube, I had been on toast. And what was I watching on TV? No idea. That's because I was on the other laptop, the old laptop, and it's a bit slow, very slow. Oh dear me! It is an old machine, running a new operating system, but you just have to wait. Every time you click something to open, it takes ages. And oh, that's what I did. I decided to install Kdenlive on that laptop, which I did, but it was a bit of a struggle. I copied over 2 video clips, just see if I can play around with it, and it was just, although it was stable in itself, I think it had restrictions to do real video editing. It's quite heavy duty. So I installed Kdenlive on that laptop as well. Delete the 2. Did I delete the 2 videos? I may not have done. I may have left it there. Maybe next time I log in. I say next time because I have actually logged out of the laptop now. It was updated. It comes up with warning inside saying it needs updating. So it's been updating and everything. I tried to play a room escape game on it, but I don't know. It seems when it's a flash game, you do get percentages running up to 100 to say the program's loading, but it stopped at 28% for some reason. And plus, everything was really slow. There was updates happening, and I was just waiting for it all to stop so I could close the laptop down and just take it easy. Because now, by then, the export and upload had finished. They gave me a chance to do the thumbnail and complete all the fields on YouTube before sending it to public, which it has now. So now I'm sort of at the point now to watch it, but I want to have chili con carne on toast. So I'm about to wash up the dishes. Switch on the radio, listen to Rylan on radio 2, he's quite amusing. And sit down with the player and watch the video, which has been uploaded, which has been edited with DaVinci without any custom export, just basic YouTube export, and see how it goes. So that's the plan. Right, I've got a couple of bin liners down there. Oh, dark clouds. Yeah, it's so sunny and hot. Sure, I didn't go out today, but there you go. You're self-isolating, Just come out to drop off the cup. I've seen the recently uploaded video using DaVinci Resolve, using its YouTube preset. Had high hopes about the quality. which you can tell by looking at my arm looks a bit cartoony because of the. I didn't use a custom setting. That's why I use custom settings for exports, because it's things like that I forget about until I sit again and I repeat the cycle. So, oh yeah, after I saw the video, I was looking on my phone about the problems I was having with Kdenlive and why I couldn't open a single project. And I finally found something, and somebody said if you're a Windows user and you're reading your files from a USB drive, it doesn't like it, basically. Kdenlive is really, because it's open source. Open source means it's on the Unix platform usually. Alternative. Open source means alternative. So anything that's alternative to the mainstay, like Windows in particular, and I suppose Mac as well. So when they make these softwares and operating systems, well, software, it's that in mind. It's alternative. It's not to run off Windows. It's not to run off Mac OS. Because it's running off my Windows. It's got to. It's prone to bugs. I mean, Shortcut is okay, but some OS, some open source. It's confusing, isn't it? OS, open source, OS, operating system. Well, anyway, because I'm not a Unix user, well, I am kind of now. Half and half of the other laptop is a Unix one now. Anyway, get to the point, which is that because it's running off Windows, it's prone to bugs like that, or hiccups like that, or drawbacks like that. Anyway, the possible solution is not to read files off the USB drive. Get a, use store the files locally on a hard drive or one of these not USB standalone. Anyway, you get local drive. If you save it to a local drive, the hard disk, it shouldn't have any problems. So I thought, oh, okay, I spent hours yesterday, was it? Possibly going there. So now now that I've seen the video and I've still got Friday's vlog to edit, I thought I'd say bonjour to DaVinci Resolve and try Kdenlive again and see how I get on. And again, uninstalling and reinstall this software sometimes fixes it as well, so we shall see. I was thinking I won't drag it all to the hard drive. I'll only what I do is when I will create the project, I don't have to add the clips, and I'm adding all the clips in one go. Now if I was to do it one at a time, drag it in, edit it, save it, and so on, gradual and softly, then I won't need to use a local drive. I can still use the USB. So that's the idea I got from this. So I'm going to give it a go. Right, I've just pinned a shortcut to Kdenlive to the taskbar. So I'm ready to commence. But before I do, as it's 5:45, I'm going to pop downstairs and have a look at the mailbox. Well, inside the mailbox. Well, I'm using Kdenlive. I've got 33 clips still running off the USB drive, not the hard drive. It hasn't crashed at all yet. I shouldn't say things like that, but the fact is it hasn't. And in yesterday's vlog number 715, the previous vlog to this one, I believe, I'm sure, 90% sure that I mentioned I'm saying 715. Is it 715? I think it is 715. Oh, wait a minute. Is it 7 months? No, 71. Sorry, I'm talking and it's 717. The one before is 716, which I'm editing now. Right, anyway, in the previous vlog today, I mentioned the problem. I showed the problem of the text fading in and fading out. It fades in from nothing to black to white, and the black is noticeable, and there shouldn't be a black. In other words, it's fading in from black, which is okay for images but not for text. And I also showed in yesterday's vlog, I highlighted where it says do not use the fading. The top corners have a thing where you can drag across to create the fading, like here you see. And I wasn't supposed to use that. I was supposed to use keyframes. And what keyframes means is at the start you set a keyframe of 0% opacity. Then 1 second in you set another keyframe for 100%. And in between it fades from one to the other. And this was so I'm doing the bit that I mentioned in yesterday's vlog at the beginning. In fact, it's somewhere along, it's probably on this timeline. Let me see if there, oh, where is it? Yeah, here we go. It's not important. I can't see it, so I'm not going to. Anyway, I thought I'd mention it because I did mention it in the previous video, and I've come to the point now where I'm addressing that particular issue. Right, carry on. Oh, I'll just put the light on. There's a light switch here, but I use the lamp over there. Be right back. It's not even dark outside, it's dark inside. Oh. I don't even know what time it is. I can't even see what time it is. Oh! It's 25 minutes to 10. And I've been meaning to take a break from the computer. Kdenlive is okay actually, it hasn't crashed. It crashed once, but that's because I was using some effects. I was using tracking, auto tracking, motion tracking. just an effect that basically it locks on a part of a screen and it just tracks it. And it's not as brilliant as DaVinci Resolve, but it wouldn't be because it's a professional. Well, actually, Kdenlive's a professional open source video editor, but it's not half bad, really, considering. I mean, that took a while to do. I got to the point where I nearly uninstalled it. I was looking for an excuse to uninstall it, but I was doing an internet search. There was more than one way to skin a cat. So I found an option that seemed to work. But it got a bit too much and it crashed, but that's okay. When I opened it, it carried on. In fact, it brought back something that, anyway, something that should have happened at that doesn't matter. So yeah, you can tell the battery is going down. So it's 25 to 10. 20 to 10, whatever, 25 to 10. And I've been meaning to take a break. I thought, all I'll do is, let me get the beginning out the way. You know, I've got all the clips on the timeline, just moving from left to right, like I said yesterday. It's a linear edit, I suppose, because you do everything. You start from the beginning, you add the titles, you add the music, and you just go along. When you come to the end, it's done. You don't have to, unlike the first time I used Kdenlive, well, not first time last year, I mean a few days ago, where I was so inexperienced that I decided to just edit and then add the titles and then add the music, which meant sitting for the whole thing again, which is what you should do when you, if it's your profession. But I thought it'd be easy just to go from left to right and correct it. And sorry if I'm not making any sense. So what am I trying to say? So I thought to myself, well, the longest bit is always the beginning and end, because you have to add the titles. Sometimes you have to freeze frame a clip so you can have the totals do its bit, have the titles do its bit. Starting to wow, I do need a break, I think, from the computer at least. So that was the plan. Get the intro out the way, then take a break. But then I thought, oh, I need to do some tracking. There's something on the screen that I need to keep private, you know, it's private information, and you do a tracking blur, so you see a blur where personal information is. And of course that took a while, ages to sort out. It wasn't as with DaVinci Resolve, you just, like I did it yesterday, I think, yeah, is you find the area and you go into the Fusion tab, you know, the VFX tab to do it. But there was a YouTube video and it was so, actually it wasn't a Fusion tab, no, it was the color tab. And it's all flowcharts, you know, nodes, but it was so straightforward. It was just a case of clicking triangle or rectangle, then size it down over where you want to obscure, and hit the track button, and it does it. And then all you need to do now is then drag an effect onto the yeah, funny enough. drag the effect onto the. There's only one node that was tracking. But somehow, I suppose because you've tracked it, anything outside the tracking is excluded. So when you drag an effect onto it, like a blur, it's just focusing on the tracking. That's probably why. And then of course it was a seamless blur. Actually, you couldn't tell it was blur. It just it was so fixed. It was incredible, the keyframing. But with Kdenlive, it's good if it's not too much motion. If it's a crazy motion like a pan, then I thought, well, how am I going to get around that? And then I thought, okay, as it's a pan, I'll make that a whole blur, because you're moving anyway, so it's like a blur. And then it settles, and it's a bit more blur. But then at that point, it's less motion, but it is motion. So then I can use the auto mask, auto something. And part of the auto mask effect had the blur option already, because it probably guessing what you're up to. And it just finally happened. So I thought, oh great, brilliant. It's because I'm a novice, you see, and but yeah, Kdenlive is okay. I was dragging it one clip at a time so it doesn't crash, after what I read up earlier. Then I thought maybe I shouldn't go through the software. I shouldn't import the clips. I should just drag it from File Manager across to the what they call the project bin, which is where all the media sits. And I did it one at a time. Then I thought I'd do 5 at a time, and then I thought I'd do 8 at a time. And well, there were big files as well. And I thought, well, if I drag the whole lot next time, it'd probably be okay. When I dragged the first one, it did say it wanted to change the project settings, which was bizarre because the project settings was the same, but it thought it was different. So that's a weird thing. But there was 33 clips, and there was some dash cam footage. It was really, long clips. And yeah, it's been okay. It was really stable. But then again, maybe uninstalling it and reinstalling it may have fixed it as well. Maybe I tampered with some. I'm always one for tampering with settings, and maybe the uninstall is actually the solution to the problem, not how I import the footage. And I'm just waffling on. As I had a late breakfast, because I was editing away, wasn't I? Yeah, this is my second edit of the day. Yeah. So I'm okay. I've eaten beans on toast and chili con carne on toast, so I'm full up. I don't need to worry about a sandwich now. I'm just going to grab my pint. I might have a few peanuts. It's always nice to have some peanuts and then wash it down with cold water. Whilst I watch, I haven't seen Ridley Scott yet, or Only Fools and Horses, or see what's on YouTube, what new videos are up. As I say, I'm waffling on. I'm trying to find an end to the monologue. Right, I better take out the flash drive.